Miso.
Good morning. It is 42 minutes past the hour. How are you? So a driver went the wrong way for 11 miles on 3 different expressways before a cop finally. Quintuplets were born in the United States last week. That's one of the stories trending. They are the first to be born here in the United States. So the mom gave birth to 5 girls. It happened in Texas. She says she did use a fertility treatment to conceive. So it makes them the first all-female quintuplet for the United States ever, but then also the first in the world since like 1969. Okay. So James Bond is now licensed to advocate for the United Nations. Current Bond actor Daniel Craig has been named the UN Global Advocate for the elimination of mines and explosives. Craig met with UN Secretary General yesterday in New York. It's Craig who has supported the UN effort to rid the world of landmines for years. I don't know about James Bond. Thank you. An actor in South Carolina is he spot on with his Robin Williams tribute here. He made this 2-minute mashup of 20 of Williams' most popular roles. Look how good he is.
Mort Cullen Wilson, your immenseness. The humans, they're strange. They have things called pets. They poo and they pee, and they love them. Nano, nano, dance. Madonna, Madonna.
Oh God, I hope it's not Miranda.
Hello? Oh, definitely, dear. Oh, melting like a snow cone in Phoenix.
Incredibly good, right? The video is titled Never Had a Friend Like Him. The actor's name is Jamie Costa. He says, it's a tribute to the band whose spark ignited my passion. But let's listen more, because it's that good.
Life. I don't know. Say anything. Say you want to see about a girl. It's always a winner in my book.
Incredible, right?
The only way you can enjoy it.
So talented. More such trending stories are at noon Eastern on HLN on the Daily Share. When Southwest rolls out some of its new planes, Jen knows it's not for a while yet, but we now know the measurements. How much bigger are these seats? Good morning.
You know, it's tax day, so I need a little good news.
Yes, absolutely.
And when I say a little, I mean little. These seats are bigger, but not by much. About a half an inch, but still, in 2 years, and that's going to be when Southwest is going to get these new planes, these Boeing 737 MAX jets. They're going to have some of the widest seats on American single-aisle planes. You'll have 17.8 inches all to yourself, a half an inch more. Now, it is a big deal, though, because this is for all the coach seats. Nearly all of the upgrades on planes for years have only been for those people up in the front row.
But they don't have that in Southwest.
Yeah, they've been paying like hundreds or thousands of dollars more. By the way, we've also been joking that it's not exactly legroom, it's tush room, since it's across a little bit. And they managed to get it because they say in the new planes, you can get the seats that are next to the window even a little bit closer to the wall.
I see.
Yeah. All right, we've got a milestone for the oil industry, but it's not the great kind. Even though most of the job market's been doing better, we know it's not that way in the energy industry. The oil industry now has hit 100,000 layoffs because of the drop in oil prices. Overall, these lower energy prices are a plus for the economy, but for this sector, that can be very hard. Now, again, I mentioned that it's tax day. We're going to have a little more on that coming up for you, Robin. Some freebies to make it a little sweeter.
Yes, freebies. You still have the story, too, about if you are not going to get done today, how it is that you file for an extension.
Let me Google that for you. IRS.
She had the story previously this morning. Maybe that was a one-timer. All right. A man is attacked by a mob of teenagers at
You and me, gasoline and matches. Baby, baby.
From ABC's They're Still There. So a man walked an elderly woman to her car at a gas station in Memphis, and that led to a mob attack, he says. He says that he told some high schoolers in the parking lot to calm down. He was caught on camera trying to make a run for it, but here's the thing. We're talking about a park in New York City. It was spotted in the Chelsea swimming and diving program at Western Kentucky University. Has been suspended for 5 years. It's about hazing and other allegations. Brian has more on that. That's going to be a long time. Good morning.
Yeah, it is.
Good morning, Robin.
Thank you. A little boy in the hospital is getting a lot of Hot Wheels cars sent from all over the world after people found out they calmed the little guy down. Ethan Carnesecca has intentionally ran over a suspect. Here is a dramatic dash cam video, part of it. I'm not going to show you all of that. But the police chief defends what happened. This is so precious. A 3-year-old threw a fit because he wanted to run for the president. Well, the video of his tantrum is viral now. CNN's Jeannie Most reports the little guy felt like Hillary Clinton had derailed his hopes. It is the top of the hour, and good morning, welcome. Each one of us has stuff to talk about today, and you got a lot of stuff to do, right? So let me tax say first of all, but she's got that. I'm Robin Meade, and all of that is coming up, including them. But first, police in Arizona just released dramatic dash cam video showing a police officer intentionally running over a suspect. Well, the police chief says that it was necessary to stop him. The video is from February. Authorities say that Mario Valencia was on a one-man crime spree. Now, Andrew Spencer reports why police think the officer probably saved lives, including that of the suspect. Video has sparked debate over whether the cop used excessive force. Police say that Valencia was suspected of several other crimes, including arson and robbery. Valencia faces 15 charges, including aggravated assault and armed robbery. Computers on hundreds of drivers and forced people out of their homes in Columbus, Mississippi yesterday. Now, some people tried to drive through the high water, and that did not end well. Hold a moment of silence this afternoon to mark the 2-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombings. He once today known as One Boston Day. The idea is for people to do nice things for each other and then share what they did using the hashtag One Boston Day. Now, the jurors who convicted the bombers, Jahar Tsarnaev, 5 minutes past the hour nearly, Hillary Clinton was trying to keep her visit to Iowa low-key, but kind of hard to do, I'll bet, when you have a swarm of media chasing you. Just the media caused a scene. This is what it's like to be a photographer on the media beat. I mean, on the political beat, right? You're running, you're gunning, trying to get everybody's piece of video. With CNN senior political correspondent Brianna Keeler reports that Hillary Clinton kicked off her Iowa tour with visits to small businesses. Only major Democrat in the race, and so could being a woman work well for her when it comes to getting females to vote for her. Senator Marco Rubio, who's trying to get the Republican nomination, says not so fast, and says that she has been battling breast cancer. Last week, she says she had a double mastectomy. She thanked her husband, Tom Hanks, and her doctors for their support. Maria Shriver tweeted, "Proud of my friend. Share your story. It inspires and informs." So Josh Groban tweeted out, "Sending all my love to the brave and beautiful Rita Wilson." Now, Wilson says that she is expected to make a full recovery, and certainly sending well wishes to her. Time now at 6 minutes past the hour for speed feed stories you're clicking on today. First up, Pope Francis's iPad just sold for to talk about tax day. Good morning.
Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, it is tax day. It is not all bad because there's a lot of freebies going on. Whole Foods is going to have coffee for you, which you may need to do your taxes. When you're done, there's a couple of sins for you. One is booze that you can get, or one is sugar. We're going to have that coming up. Robin's favorite, though, because she loves karaoke, is if you are willing to sing in front of people, you can get a free burger over at some of the Hard Rock Cafe.
Hey, and that could be pretty costly. So, all right then. More such stories like that on the Daily Share. That is noon to 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, so back to one of the big stories today, and it concerns how long many of us might be socked in with some rain. You saw the video out of Mississippi. Who is getting too much of it today? Good morning.
Same spots, Robin, you guys. It's Mississippi Street, right?
I wasn't sure. Does that carry extra penalties? Yeah. So you may notice some extra room. Once Southwest rolls out its brand new planes. Now, Jen knows it's going to be a while, but we now know the measurements. What do you mean the seats are bigger? I must know. Good morning.
Good morning. First, I'm going to tell you what we know for sure. You get an extra half an inch this way. Then I'm going to tell you what we think we know.
Okay.
We think we got a tweet from one of the designers of these seats. And she says that even a large, tall, like 6-foot-plus man can sit and not bang his knees and fit.
Okay, so the design of the seats help us feel like we have more. leg room overall.
Knee room, yeah, she says there is. Now look, they're not coming for 2 years, but this is pretty fascinating because this is for coach seats. This is for everybody on the plane, not just the people sitting way up in the front, because for the past decade or so, really that's where all the upgrades have been focused. The people paying extra, but not on Southwest because they don't have that. Now part of it is said because they can get the seats closer to the sides of the plane now. Now these are going to be new planes that get delivered in about 2 years, the Boeing 737 MAX jets, but pretty interesting stuff there. All right, I've got something to tell you about when it comes to jobs that isn't so pretty. Now, we've talked a lot about how the job market's improving, but this is about the oil industry where things have been tough. They've now hit the milestone of 100,000 layoffs because of those lower oil prices. So while they make us as drivers cheer, they're very hard on those towns and states that depend on that. And finally, it's tax day. Just want to remind you, we've been talking about freebies this morning, and you can go to the IRS website, of course, if you need an extension. Robin.
Okay, thank you for your encouragement on tax day. A girl took an 80-year-old prom date to the prom. The prom date was her grandpa. James Drain never got to go to the big dance himself. His granddaughter, Joy, decided, I'm going to take Grandpa. So a man, they even had a horse-drawn carriage there. A man was attacked by a mob of teenagers at a gas station. Her car at the gas station in Memphis, and it led to a mob attack. Well, the guy says that he told some high school students in a parking lot to calm down. The swimming and diving program at Western Kentucky University is suspended now for 5 years. It's over hazing and other allegations. And Brian has more in the Bleacher Report. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, a former team member first at the Clippers-Suns game last night. A Suns dancer lays on the court, and a guy on a bike starts to do all kinds of stunts around her. The guy starts out slow, but then he starts picking it up. Who would do that? Both of them. That's crazy.
Somebody who closed their eyes, for sure.
I'm praying.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What would you say to a beer that's supposed to make you look younger? Allegedly, supposedly, reportedly. Yeah, all right? You'd say yes. No. This is it. It's a brewery in Japan that's making a new brew that they've named Precious. So they say it has collagen in it. Now, when you think about collagen, you think, oh, okay, that's in my skin, or a protein that's in my skin, right? How do you feel about drinking that? Well, that is the going thought, like maybe it'll improve your skin. Well, doctors note that they are skeptical. It's not like they've confirmed there's a benefit to somehow drinking some form of collagen. Right now, the beer is only available in Japan. See?